Hello comrade peers, this is part 2 of my solo game Take the Hills, placed with Shadow of Eagles. This is represented in a different way than part 1. You can write in the comments which one you prefer. But first to the story. French advanced to the hill line defended by Austrians on both flanks with a weak center. The first assault on the left was successful, but the attack on the right was beaten back. It's the start of turn 7. There's heavy combat on the foot of the left hill. While the right hill is still firmly under Austrian control. The right wing French battery is still stuck in the mud for 2 more turns. Also in 2 turns, Austrian support will arrive. There's some Landwehr on the march. Here are the casualties so far. 1 infantry unit of each side and Austrian battery. We start round 7 with dicing out the initiative. The French black dice get a +1, so they can choose. And I think they're going to start. The French general is inspiring and with a 5 or 6 gets 2 moves. He rolled a 5 and so he can do 2 movements. At first he declares a charge on the Austrian support. No supporting fire here. So both roll the dice, white for the Austrian, black for the French. Normally you need at this game of 4. The Austrian are weakened, so -1. They need a 5, 2, and the French need a 4. They have 3 6s. The Austrian already had 6 hits, or 7 they are routed, and 2 more in this time. They are destroyed. The French take 2 hits and go up from 3 to 5, and are thus weakened too. The Austrian commander survived, rolling a 6 on 2 dice. If he had rolled a 11 or 12, he would have been lost. The Hussars moved to the flank of the last Austrian unit, and the light infantry stayed on the side of the formed infantry. The inspiring French leader here rolled 6 and so double moves 2. I think he will close up to the hill, but keep some distance. The French are now at the foot of the hills, and the dragoon retreated behind the infantry lines. The Austrian units closed up their ranks and tried to face the French assault, but they are still clinging on the hill. On the right side, only the skirmishers moved back into skirmishing mode. Fireface, left to right, We start with the Austrian infantry. End of the firing phase. The Austrian unit suffered only one hit by the skirmishers, but the hussars had to take 2 hits with a 4 in total, and so are disordered. The artillery fired at the other hill, where the right Austrian unit suffered a lot of hits. 6, 8, 9 and 8 in total. The utterly destroyed and routed. The other one received no hits, but the skirmisher received 1 hit. On the French side, fire was concentrated on the middle line infantry unit. It had already 2 hits and suffered 3 more. With 5 hits, it's wavering 2, or it's weakened, as we would say in this game rules. In the generality and rally phase, all 3 commanders of the French attached to their units. Round 8. The artillery trail of the French stuck 1 more round, and support for the Austrian will arrive in 1 round. Dicing for initiative. 6. Because of the dragoons on the hill in the flank of the battered French line infantry, the French decide to go first and the inspiring leader has 2 moves. The French decided to form square and form the skirmishers in line, as the hussars retreated to reorganize. On the right wing, the French battalion commander managed to roll a 6-2 and so also has 2 moves. The French left unit storms the artillery of the Austrian unit. The middle line unit moves a bit to the left and back to get out of the fire range of the Austrians, and the skirmishers close up and go against their opponent up the hill. The dragoons stay where they are. Now it's for the Austrian troop. On the left hill, the Austrian moves up their dragoons to be a threat against the hussars and keep the back of the line infantry safe, whereas the line infantry marches against the light French. On the right hill, the Austrian have lost their cannon battery. The shooting phase is most successful for the Austrian units. Only the Jäger receive one hit. All other French shooting misses. In the generalship and rally phase, the French rally 4 of their units. The most French units are mostly exhausted, near their breaking point. The Austrians have lost a lot of men, but they have 2 remaining units in good shape. The Dragoons on the left and 1 infantry line unit on the right. And they get some support in form of Landwehr this turn. The Austrian units that are left are mostly intact, but they are dispersed around both hills, and now with a support in the middle. If you look at it in the perspective of the Austrian general, you would try to concentrate your army in the middle. But this would mean to give up the hills, and for that it would be better to retreat all along, down the hills on the other side. So I would say that the Austrian will retreat and give up, so they can save some troops for the next battle. A French win at the beginning of round 9. 8 rounds fought. That's the end of the game. A mediocre French victory. I hope you had some fun. Till then.